Okay, this is example 3, check understanding 3A on page 34. And it's an absolute value equation. And we notice that the absolute value is already isolated on the left-hand side of the equal sign, so we don't have to do anything about that. This is different from our prior examples because now we also have variable terms outside the absolute value. It doesn't change how we approach the problem, at least not yet. So let's break down the absolute value. And we do this, again, we can say that 2x plus 3 equals 3x plus 2, or 2x plus 3 equals negative 3x plus 2. Now notice I put the negative sign in front of parentheses because in fact that will be negative 3x minus 2. So 2x plus 3 is negative 3x minus 2. 2x plus 3 equals 3x plus 2. Okay, both of those are equations with variables on both sides, so we're going to solve them like we did in section 1.3. In this case, the larger of the variable terms is here, so I subtract 2x from both sides. 3 equals x plus 2. Subtract 2 from both sides. 1 equals x. Okay, let's solve the other one. Now, which is the larger of the two variable terms? Is positive 2x or negative 3x bigger? Well, the coefficient, positive 2x, is bigger than negative 3x. That's what you're looking at. So we're going to add 3x to both sides. We're moving the smaller of the two to the opposite side. So now we've got 5x plus 3 equals negative 2. Subtract 3. 5x equals negative 5. Divide by 5. X equals negative 1. So we expect two answers, and we got two answers. Okay, here's how this problem is different than the prior examples. I said in the prior examples, check your answers, but we actually didn't check our answers. And if we did, they would have worked out. But when you see a variable inside the absolute value and a variable outside the absolute value, you need to check because it's very possible that one of those answers or both is not going to satisfy the original equation. So let's see. Let me substitute in blue above just so I can stay in the same slide. Here, 2 times 1 plus 3 absolute value equals 3 times 1 plus 2. Right, that's substituting that answer. So that's 2 times 1 is 2 plus 3 is 5 equals 3 plus 2 is 5. So this is telling us that the absolute value of 5 equals 5. And that's true, so that checks. Okay, let's try in red. Let's check the negative one. If I put in 2 times negative 1 plus 3 equals 3 times negative 1 plus 2, then that's the absolute value of 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1. And on the other side, we've got 3 times negative 1 is negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So the absolute value of 1 is negative 1. That's not true, right? That is not true. So when you plug in one of your answers and they don't check, that is called an extraneous solution. And what it means is it's not a solution. Even though you solved everything correctly and you did everything right to get to that point, that is not a solution. Because when you plug it back in the original equation, it doesn't check. So the only answer here is this. Make sure that you can follow the example above this in the textbook. And there is a check understanding 3B. And the answer to that is, if you do it, no solution. So it means check your answers. Neither one's going to work.